All right, by now y'all heard about what Eddie Hern said about Devin Haney. And if you ask me, Devin Haney didn't even need to respond to it. Devin Haney, truthfully, can do whatever he wants because he's done enough to at least not do nothing if he wanted to. Okay? Devin Haney don't have to move like this. And I'll tell you how crazy the boxing game is. We take one of the only fighters that's moving like a throwback fighter and then accuse him of chasing money. If that's what chasing money is, then I want the rest of these guys to go chase some fucking money, because then we can get some fights. You know, but to be honest about Eddie Hern has been sour and been hating on everybody since Anthony Joshua lost. I know it hurt your feelings. I know you lost your cash cow and he ain't never going to be the same. But he's been hating on anybody who's really doing anything in boxing, primarily Terrence Crawford and Devin Haney. You know, and I tell you why promoters do this. Because people like Devin Haney and Terrence Crawford are a mirror. They show you what people like Jaron and Tank Davis is not doing. That's why they have such a problem. That's the truth. But if this is what chasing money is, then sign the rest of them fools up, because they swear that they're about chasing a check, but we can't get no fights out of these fools. You know what I'm saying? And if he was just wanting to chase money, he's the youngest undisputed champion in history in the 4-belt era. I think if he wanted to go get some money, just to go get some money, he can go get some money, because we're having fake fights and they getting money and they're not even really fighting. And you already know who I'm talking about. So whatever Eddie's doing, Eddie's talking about what he need to talk about, who he need to talk about. You need to talk about Jaron. That's what you need to be worried about. If anybody's fighting for money, it would be Jaron, but I can't even say that because he don't even want to take the big paydays that Turkey Al-Sheikh got for him. So I don't want to hear nothing about what Eddie is saying. Yet you're talking about making a fight with Anthony Joshua and Jake Paul. Yet you're saying Devin Haney is only taking fights for money? That's an oxymoron statement, man. That's a snake eating its own tail. Who do you think you fooling with this crap? I got a challenge for you, Eddie. Since everybody's bullshitting and only fighting for the money and all this other stuff, why don't you just try doing this? Tell me if you can get Jaron to do this. This is how you put Jaron and Eddie on the spot, okay? Right after you fight this fucking Walmart worker, right after you fight him, and everybody listen up, I challenge you to challenge Jaron to call somebody out at the end of the fight. I bet he won't do it. I bet he won't do it. I bet he'll come up with the same, oh, well, you know, anybody with a name, I've been trying to line these guys up. Philly, let's get it. So is there anybody that you want to call, well, you know, all the top guys? No, tell him we want him specifically to call somebody out, because he ain't never did it. It's always these vague answers and this and this. I bet you he won't call nobody out after this fight, Eddie. Matter of fact, put that on y'all board, okay? Say we want to hear who Jaron Boots Ennis is fighting next. We want him to call somebody out. Not a whole bunch of people. Call out one person that you guys can actually make a fight with. I bet you or him won't do it. You've been trying to throw distractions out here and it ain't working. Oh, we're going to set up the Virgil Ortiz fight. You ain't setting up nothing with Virgil, because Virgil doing the same thing that Jaron Ennis is doing. Virgil ain't trying to fight nobody. So you ain't setting that up. So what else you got for us, Eddie? What else you got? Because you can't come up with an, I know somebody who got some fights for him. His name is Turkey Al-Sheikh, but he ain't with no warm-ups. The nerve of you having a guy like this on your roster, who is the biggest duck I have. Hold on, let me seriously think about this, and I want y'all all to think about this. Yep. Jaron Ennis is the biggest duck I have seen in my lifetime of boxing. I've seen hype jobs. Matter of fact, Jaron Ennis is truthfully the first legit black hype job I've ever seen. See, because everybody else stepped up to a certain degree. Y'all might want to talk about Tank, but at least Tank fought somebody. At least Tank stepped up in some type of way. At least Tank fought Pedraza. You know what I'm saying? At least. You know what I'm saying? We can say, what about Deontay Wilder? Deontay Wilder did step up when he needed to. He did go out on his shield, and he did fight Ortiz. He did fight Stabern. He did fight Dominic Breazeale. He did fight Tyson Fury. Once again, that's more than what we can say about Jaron. What has he done? He's the first fully fledged black hype job from top to bottom. I'm talking about how the boxing industry makes white hype jobs. I ain't never seen a black fire built like that. They might have certain elements, but never to the degree they're just all hype. This is the first time in the history of watching the sport I have ever seen a hype job fully from top to bottom. If there's somebody who overhypes Jaron as far as being a black hype job, you let me know, because I think this is the first time I've laid my eyes on it. This is the first time that I've seen it. To this degree, yeah, this is the first time. This is definitely the first time. I ain't never seen it no other time. Because truthfully, we ain't allowed to do that stuff. You know? But that's the challenge, Eddie. You sit up here talking about everybody. Have Jaron to call somebody out in this fight, Eddie. Not to mention, he better get that dude done in 6 rounds, Eddie. That's a 6-round fight at the max, Eddie. He better not go 12 with him. You're gonna be paying that boy $3 million again for no freaking reason. And ain't got none of your money back on him. But to say that about Devin Haney, man, I'm so sick of y'all going at Devin Haney, bro. That's why I have to say he the new Mayweather, or the closest thing to it, because y'all hate him just the same. Y'all like saying fuck the Haneys like y'all saying fuck the Mayweathers. And you all know what that was really about. People don't really dislike Devin Haney. People don't really dislike Floyd. Just black and successful and cocky pisses off every other race. That's just a fact. All facts. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm out.